Last week, the Thorps had Grace's friend Ava the G fly out to Rhode Island to stay with them with the intent of creating content. She lasted around 3 hours in what Ben is now calling his House of Wayward Hoes, before Ben tried to get her to follow dog commands, said he would beat her to help her sleep, and pulled her hair in what Ben called mutual pain exercises. Things took a turn just last night when Ben got physical with his daughter out of anger on camera. But let's go to the beginning.
I want to start at the very, very beginning. How did you find the Thorps?
So I'm a fan of Destiny. Then I saw like the Crowder thing, and I like fucked up people. Okay, I like fucked up people. I thought that a lot of it was like played up. I didn't know how much was real, and I liked Grace a lot. I wasn't that deeply in it.
You were on the outskirts, and
I did watch quite a few videos.
So fast forward then a little bit, and you're now meeting Grace after she's got naked in the woods and fled from Radio Foreman.
Let's get back to the Washington story when she was at Foreman's house.
She was whispering on the phone with me and all this stuff. So it was like, I don't know. I can't. So I did tell her to jump out the window and talk to me outside, because this whole whispering shit, it's annoying. So at a certain point, she went outside and I was angry. And one of the ways in which, men show anger towards women is by having them sort of humiliate themselves. So I did have her sort of humiliate herself for me outside on a FaceTime call. So she had this sort of this was become in her mind sort of half of a psychosexual sort of serial killer situation, right? There's a certain part of them that wants to be dominated. They like it when it gets a little hot.
This is your daughter.
Right.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand it's my daughter. Okay.
And how did she humiliate herself?
She kind of played out some of those things. Nothing crazy. Nothing that I wouldn't
like what
see in the course of. I don't remember exactly what, but she took some of her clothes off outside in a kind of scary situation. That's it. And I was like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. And messaged her to hang out, and then picked her up, and she stayed at my house for 3 days.
Okay, and now Ben, for people who don't know, Ben has been going on, he regularly has wild ideas, and the most recent one has been the Wayward Home for Whores or something. Mm-hmm. You must have heard him mention this. Did you think that this was real, or did you think this was just like a joke?
I didn't think that it was real to the extent that of what he did. I didn't know what that entailed at all. But I figured, he wanted to do some kind of content with that, and I was down. That's the thing, is that I was down to do some kind of content with that, not off camera. Okay. Yeah. But I honestly, I wasn't super aware. I heard it a few times. My expectations were completely blown out of the water.
So really then you didn't expect Ben to be involved much at all? You thought you were going to go and hang out with Grace and Ben just be there? Okay.
Yeah, well, I thought maybe he'd be involved a little bit, but not to
it wouldn't be this crazy House of Wayward Hoes.
Fuck her and her fucking fancy friend Ava.
Again?
I opened my doors of the Home for Wayward Hoes to a wayward hoe, and before she even got in the door, it was full rebellion. So Ava arrived at Logan Airport this morning at noon, and we picked her up at the train station, and it's this fucking nonsense. I tried to assert dominance over Ava, who needs it, and she she plays the princess.
Who's Ava?
Ava is Ava, which is a name which comes from Eve, right? She's our first wayward hoe to try to survive the Home for Wayward Hoes, and
what is the Home of Wayward Hoes? Is that your house or?
It's this compound. Yeah. The Home for Wayward Hoes is where hoes come. They can't be too wayward, but where they can interact with masculine energy in a way that's real, not this pretend thing. So, for example, I don't know, within 5 minutes of getting in the car, I pulled Ava's hair. I said, we have to hurt each other so that we can establish some intimacy. I pulled her hair and I told her to hit me, and she goes, well, I wouldn't do that.
Could you explain?
Well, my point was that you have to initiate something that's a little bit less than, totally bourgeois. Hey, you're my guest. You run the, I mean, you understand it's emasculating for most men when there's their daughter's guest is going to come over. It's like, oh my gosh, you're a princess and I don't have a dick and whatever, all this stuff, right? Like, so I was like, let's just pop the cherry quick here and have a little bit of like sort of mutual minor pain causing together so we can get beyond this like nonsense. So I said, let's do this. And then I just pulled her hair and I said, okay, so like this is what I'm talking about. I just pulled her hair reasonably hard. And I was like, okay, so now it's your turn with me. You can punch me or whatever. And she refused to do so. It's ridiculous.
So you were trying to teach a lesson to her by pulling.
No, I was just trying to say, let's pop the cherry on like, I'm not going to touch you because you're a princess and you're not going to touch me because I'm a scary man with a penis. Like, let's just not do that. We're not going to do that.
Now, when you got there, I believe Ben made you sit in the front seat.
So I was just going over this before you came in and basically just summarized. He made me sit in the front and then he was like, let's pair bond and do something physical to each other or something. And then within 15 minutes brought it up again and then pulled my hair very hard, in spite of what they say, trying to minimize it. Like, I'm the one that felt the hair pull. It was very hard and it made me really uncomfortable.
The time frame then. How long had you been in the car before
15
Ben?
minutes about.
So about within 15 minutes, Ben's already like violating personal boundaries.
Yeah.
He's pulled your hair. Now, I think you went to a gas station. Is this right?
Yes. So this is kind of when the next weird shit starts happening. We get to this gas station. So I was like, I'm going to go over here and like check out this little store, whatever. And then Ben walks over, meets me across the street. I'm literally just trying to get like a piece for a second, honestly. And then is like, walk with me, Ava. And I'm like, okay. And I like start walking, at a normal pace. He's like walking very slowly behind me. And then
we were walking on the bike path and I tried to train her like heel, walk next to me. I bought her some nice lemonade and you know what I mean? It's just this, like she kept running away. And so then Grace's job, right, was to be the Ghislaine Maxwell to my Jeffrey Epstein.
So you're beating these hoes when they don't get in line. These dogs. This is a dog house.
I have verbal commands. Mm-hmm. I offer a lot of incentives. I mean, what the fuck did they think it is?
And then it's like, Ava, like, come walk next to me. Why don't you walk faster? And then he's like, no. Ava, like, this is the thing with Wayward Hoes. I'm walking to listen to a man. Come and walk next to me and whatever. It's so draining.
I believe he commanded you to heel like a dog at one point.
Yes, yeah. And so then he's like, heel, Ava, like, come walk next to me. He's trying so hard.
And I tried to exercise a little bit of discipline while giving her a lot of leeway. And, it's ended up with, and Grace was supposed to help me to tell her to stop, to like stop. Mm-hmm. There was one point at which she almost ordered, like, one of the great violations of the Home for Wayward Hoes is when a woman buys water. Okay, so she almost bought the water, and I was like, no. And there was a dog bowl there with water, because, everyone here is like, so I was like, kneel down and drink. I didn't make her kneel down and drink out of the bowl.
What?
Because I'm a nice guy. But I should have. But I should have. It was clean. The bowl was clean and whatever. I was just saying, like, okay, this is what we do here. You're going to walk next to me on the bike path, right? And it's a walking path too. And she's walking ahead of me. And I said, come back here and walk next to me. And then I had to go to kind of like, verbal commands like a dog, like heel, get back here, right? And then we'd walk a little. And she just wouldn't do it. And Grace's point is to tell her she needs to listen.
But like he's trying to like create a dynamic of like behavior where
he's asserting his dominance, would you say?
Over me. Yeah.
He's like trying to assert his masculinity over you. So this is 3 instances within, what's the time frame? Within like the first half an hour?
Within an hour.
Within an hour. So 3 instances of like overstepping the boundaries of a normal, sane, rational person. So this dog bowl thing, right? Because he described it before you turned up on Telegram. He was like, I could have made this bitch drink out of a dog bowl if I wanted to. And the dog bowl would have been clean and it would have just been water. And he sounded like this was an event that he was gonna make you drink out of a dog bowl.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no. He did not have. He would like to have that control over me, but no, he could not tell me what to do.
I think the fact he's even thinking about trying to make another human
delusional.
Being that he's just met for in the first hour drink out of a dog bowl says a lot. Really.
Yeah. There's one thing to be like, oh, I said it was gonna be a House for Wayward Hoes. I said it was gonna be like a daddy thing, which was not the case either with me and Grace's conversations and our FaceTime conversation, which I addressed earlier. But it's like, this is not like, if this was in the explanation of, hey, what does that mean? Like, does it mean you're going to be like pulling my hair and trying to like control me like a dog? Then I don't think I would have come.
When you heard that the House of Wayward Hoes, what did you think in your head? Because to a normal person, if I was like, come to my House of Wayward Hoes, that would clearly be like a joke. But Ben,
yeah, exactly. That's what I thought that it was.
Right. She had been on a trip. Okay. It's like, hi. And then we were talking a little bit. And I just was like, all right, let's just like kind of get over this. Like, I'm not Grace's dad. I'm Ben. Right. You know what I mean? Like, all right. And my suggestion would be like just slight physical violence towards each other. Grace on the way there had stimulated me to violent homicidal rage so that we almost got in an accident. So that was the context. I reached over, grabbed a chunk of her hair, pulled it, and then released. But on the way over, I can't tell you what I had to do to Grace to calm her down because
could you explain that?
It's illegal. Like, it's either be communicative, and that's fine, or do your own fucking thing, and I don't fucking care what happens to you. It's on you. If you're just going to be a retard, be a retard. And if you die, you die. Okay, but I could see the building kind of escalating way in which this is going to be like a torture session for me. Ava being here is not a torture session for me. The Home for Wayward Hoes has to work for me, or it's not I'm not helping these females. Right. It's got to work for me. I've got to get better food, better everything, better, feminine companionship. Right? Me pulling her hair puts me in a vulnerable position. It doesn't hurt her. This fucking lying Brie is full of shit. It doesn't hurt a girl to have her hair pulled. It's fucking lies from these hellish women.
Fuck you, Ben. It literally does hurt.
But I do know what it's like to have hair pulled, and it's not a big deal, which makes me think all the other stuff is a bunch of fucking lies.
Okay,
you fucking love getting raped. You fucking love.
Wait
a minute. What? You like getting raped?
Yes, it's not that big of a deal for women to get raped. It's not that big of a deal.
With the physical stuff with the ladies, do you ever feel like you're being obnoxious, or do you feel like you're not reading the room, or like do you ever feel like?
Well, okay, but I'm saying this is the room. She's saying I don't think this is the room, and I'm saying, well, this is the room. And she's saying, I think this is a different room. And I'm saying, fuck you. Go do that room. I have no interest in being the bourgeois dad who's like making sure that we respect the boundaries of the little fucking princesses.
Okay,
I'm not doing that.
The rest of you can talk now. I just want to see if that would make any
sense. They can suck my dick if they want to do that. Haven't I made it clear it's the Home for Wayward Hoes? This is not like a bed and breakfast bourgeois.
But you didn't make it clear what was going to happen there. You didn't say to Bree, for instance, I'm going to yank your hair when you get over here. I'm going to try to make you drink out of a dog food bowl.
I just said you're lucky that we're not going there because, I'm a gentleman.
So it could have went there. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but
well, at a certain stage in the process, that might be the right thing to do.
Now he relayed a story on Telegram about how he wanted you and Grace to pretend to be his girlfriends.
Yeah.
But also, like the Home for Wayward Hoes, it's going to be really hard for someone to say, like, okay, bitches, let's line it up. It's much easier with a 20-year-old girl. I mean, you don't think Ghislaine Maxwell had a function? You don't think it's a lot easier? I was in the supermarket with them in this bourgeois town, the next town up. It's a rich town. And I asked them just because Grace said there was a very attractive young woman like near us, and Grace was like, that chick looked you up and down. And I said, that's because you girls are with me, right? Because it becomes like a kind of Trump kind of thing, right? Where you've got two young girls, and they were like, no way, because they'll assume you're that we're your daughters. And I was like, not really. You girls are like in your 20s, like what would you be doing? So I was like, just for 5 fucking minutes, pretend like we're going on my yacht and we're just getting some supplies together for the yacht. And you girls are like so excited. And I just met you and you're super excited and talk to this hag of a fucking, checkout person about it, right? Just to show my point. And instead, Ava goes to the self-checkout and Grace is like, I'm not doing that. And my point is, fuck you. Why can't you do that? What is the fucking problem?
Why do they have to do that? Like, what's the whole? Is that just for you to look good?
No, I'm just saying, like, I want you to start to understand how sexual dynamics, like, actually work.
But
So
they're your daughters.
like,
they're your daughters.
those are not my daughters. No, one's my daughter, one's not. Okay, I
one is your
understand,
daughter.
like, whatever. Okay, but okay, she could. It's not. Okay, so what? She could play my daughter or whatever, and her friend who are excited to be with you. I'm just saying, show me sexual attention and watch how
Your
people
daughter shows.
You know, but coming from him, it irked me so much because I knew the underlying meaning behind it, which he admitted on Telegram. Every intention that he has is like some creepy, weird, like sexual thing.
Look,
No, she's like this far from calling the cops on me. I tried to take away her like retard drugs. I put my hand over the drugs. I said, no, let's not take those. And she got really super mad.
What drugs?
Whatever, antidepressant. Maybe the problem here is the drugs, and maybe we're going to solve the problem that the drugs are sort of masking. And it's not going to be helpful if we're drugged up to avoid the problem. Like maybe have the problem.
Ava said,
knock 4 times if you're alive.
Oh, you took Ava down there?
well, yeah, because she told me to come in her room, and I was like, well, I think it'd be better if me and my dad just got a little bit of space.
You're gone.
So,
Good. Fuck you.
all right.
What?
Well, she said that, like, you know, that I was like putting too much pressure on myself, and that I was like overwhelmed.
You're a victim.
And it's I need to work that out.
Good.
That's what you said. That you agree with her.
No, I don't.
So, Grace, tell us about.
That's what you said yesterday.
I think
It's
you're a
fine for
fucking
me
loser.
to be in the place that I'm in.
Fuck.
It's fine for me to be in the place that I'm
All
in,
right,
and
fine,
what I'm doing
fine.
is getting stuck.
I have nothing to say to you. Fuck both of you. Fuck off. I don't
But
give a
that's
shit what
annoying.
you're doing or why you're doing it. Just I don't like it makes no sense to me. What the fuck? Why didn't you back me when I was trying to like
Grace,
hey,
why
like
didn't
this
you
is what
hold-
this is.
Grace, why didn't you hold Ava's legs open for Ben? Why didn't you do that, Grace?
Well, every time I asked you like to do something, you're like, oh my god, right? It's like you and her were like, oh my god, gross. It's like
To do
why?
No. That's not true. When you asked us to say like that you live on a yacht or that you were gonna take us on a yacht, I was like, yeah, that'd be funny. Didn't I? I was like, okay. I was like planning what
You
to
went
say.
away. Why didn't you say like, come on, no, let's do it?
I
You take her side. Yes, you do.
You said you wanted her in the front seat with you. I said I
Oh,
offered her to be in the
Jesus
back
Christ.
seat.
That's not what I'm talking about, Grace.
But I was
I'm not literally talking about where you are in the car.
But I was laughing back there, but the windows were down. It was I was trying to participate. I kept saying
Whatever. Fuck you.
Oh, you were with Grace? I think her headphones were in. And you said, oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep tonight. And he said, well, a beating would help that. And he pulled like another deaf look. You obviously you didn't hear that. We all heard it,
it's
and that's
funny
going to be in the
when I hear it,
recording.
Yeah.
Do you want to help solve my family problems after you take your nap?
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know if the nap is going to happen. I might just go to bed early.
Okay.
Tonight.
Ava, I can give you a beating. That sometimes helps.
Wait. Let me take my headphones out. Can you repeat that?
I can help her to get to sleep
Oh fuck.
physically. We could lock.
Here we
We
go.
could turn all the lights off and strap her down for a half hour.
Which I mean.
Yes. Would that be on stream?
You can't stream something that's totally pitch black.
You could just stream the sounds.
What happened after that Telegram call? Because Ben like sort of just hung up angry.
So here's Ben just starts getting weird. Honestly, he just wants to keep talking about it, and being like weird about it. And like basically like we get in a conversation, he just keeps talking, and like we get to the point where he's like saying that my family is like abusive and like for like wanting to like pick me up or whatever, and like.
So he's gaslighting you.
I am an adult.
He's begun like the process of gaslighting you that your own family is not the ones to be trusted.
Yeah. I mean, and before this too, Ben like brought out his dildo, which he had like shown.
Ben's dildo?
Like, this is funny. And
Wait,
I'm like,
his dildo. Ben owns a dildo.
He has a fake penis. Sad, like literally just like fucking crying because I'm like, all that I've tried to be to you is a good friend, like, and it's like, and I just wanted to show her the like what friendship could, just try and show her fun and like what friendship can offer other than just like being with your dad 24/7,
With the failure of his latest attention-seeking scheme, the stomach-churning Freudian nightmare he called the House of Wayward Hoes, Ben did what he normally does in the face of adversity. He took to the internet, complaining to anyone who would listen. Being chased away from every church in the state, the family home, and every mainstream social media platform other than MySpace, he went in search of fresh ears to hear his complaints. With nowhere left to turn, he landed at the refuge of crypto Ponzi schemes, Indian scammers, and underground terror cells the world over, Telegram. On Telegram, he found the Cube, a group who, for a time, would lap up Ben's insane sermons, and allow him to administer his particular everything is my mom and wife's fault brand of Catholicism. While there, he focused on building a stable of female targets from the crowd of mentally ill women who circled the group. Trolls in the group either didn't take kindly to his Catholic message, the poaching of their women, or the sight of a 50-year-old man complaining for days on end. Either way, they responded by hitting Ben's Telegram group with memes, spam, and your standard trolling fare. Ben's response?
Who cares, Grace? Who cares?
You just told me to.
Who cares? God. All right, forget it. I'm done.
You just told. I was
Forget it.
just messaging him to see.
If you can't withstand the onslaught of cat memes without feeling the need to strike your daughter, perhaps it's time to log off, Ben, for your family and your own good.